my channel. Today is going to be a pregnancy update from week 5 to week 10. I'm just going to talk you through how I found out I was pregnant and why, symptom wise, things like that. Let's get straight to it. So I found out I was pregnant about 4 days before my period. I just was feeling extremely gaggy, like I just gagged at everything, which I'm not really. My gag reflex is pretty much alright. I won't say that it's more sensitive than other people's, it's fine, but I was gagging at everything, just little things that make me gag, and I thought yeah, definitely I think this could be a pregnancy symptom. We was actively trying, we have been trying for we've been trying since October. So yeah, we was actively trying, and I was using the ovulation sticks. So in January we did it a little bit different. Our friend who have got 3 children, she said to me, you just need to do it every day, blah 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 blah. I mean, let's be honest, who can do it every single day when you've got 2 other kids? But for the week that I was fertile, we did it pretty much every day for 7 days, and it worked. So whether that made a difference or not, I don't know, but it did work. So I started feeling a bit gaggy. I took a test and it was extremely faint. The line was super faint that only I could see it. No one else could see it. My mum couldn't see it. I didn't tell Steve at this point, but I could definitely see the faintest line. It was a first response one 6 days before your period, and I think it was bang on 6 days before my period was due. Luckily we was getting a new car back then, so there were other things on my mind that I was looking forward to. The day that I got the new car, I came home and ordered some more tests. They arrived the next day and I definitely got a faint line then, so everyone could see it. Told Stevie and we was over the moon. At 6 weeks I still felt a bit iffy. I constantly felt hungry, not too sick, which worried me. And then we had an early scan at 7 weeks that we paid for, a private scan at 7 weeks, and that showed that all was okay. There was a heartbeat, everything was fine. At 7 weeks and 5 I had a little bleed, went to early pregnancy, everything was fine again, no cause for the bleed. From then on the sickness hit, and it hit really bad. I got put on cyclizine in the end. It really helped, slowed down my sickness. Didn't stop me from feeling sick, I've got to admit, but it did slow down my sickness. Instead of being sick every 5 minutes, I was being sick 3 times a day. I was on them up until about 12 weeks. I kind of gradually came off them. The less that I needed them, the less I took them. Still being sick 3 times a day, but it was bearable. At 13 weeks I unfortunately woke up to a huge bleed like I've never had before when pregnant, and I definitely thought that everything had gone wrong. Went to early pregnancy unit again and everything was fine with the baby, and I have 2 hematomas, or I had 2 hematomas, which was causing the bleeds. From then on it was pretty much every couple of days I was having quite a big bleed. And so basically, yeah, unfortunately I had on and off bleeds pretty much from then up until 16 weeks. There were nothing that they could do. Hematomas, they explain them like a bruise that if it gets bothered, not that there's any reason that it could have got bothered. There were nothing that we did or that I did or the baby did that caused it to bleed. They just bleed on their own. Sometimes they bleed out, other times they absorb back in. By my dating scan, which I was nearly 14 weeks by then, one of them had almost completely gone, and the other one was extremely high at the top of the sac. The sonographer said that she didn't think it would be able to come down and bleed out. She thought it would be absorbed by 22 weeks. Unfortunately it did. I did have another big bleed. By then that one had gone, and there were another one at the bottom that was quite big, 3 centimetres by 4 centimetres. Luckily, because I was further along, you know, like 16 weeks, the pregnancy is big enough to withhold the bleed, so the midwives say. So it's not too worrying. Obviously it is worrying when you see the blood, but luckily the baby is fine and there is a reason for the bleeding. I'm now 18 weeks and I have had no bleed since 16 weeks, so fingers crossed that my 20-week scan all will be well and there'll be no more hematomas, I hope, because I've never had this issue with the boys before. So yeah, that is like how I found out I was pregnant, and my pregnancy up until now, I don't feel sick anymore. That kind of wavered off by 16 weeks. I stopped being sick. I do have a very tender tummy, which I've never had with the boys. I did speak to the midwife about it. She said that with me having the bleeds and everything else, my uterus will be quite tender. And also by your third, apparently that's the norm. Apparently your uterus is tender, and apparently you will get, she says as the baby gets bigger and as the baby kicks, I'll probably experience tightenings really early, but not to worry about it, which I'm not looking forward to, but there we go. Next up in my pregnancy is the 20-week scan, which is the big one, isn't it? That's the one that everyone worries about. That's the one that you want to make sure that all is okay with baby, and you can kind of like look forward to the end, or I will be able to relax and look forward to it. We told the boys after my first big bleed, because Mason is nearly 6. He was scared. He didn't understand what was going on, why I was in hospital all the time. So when we knew the baby was fine and the bleed was probably going to happen quite often, I wanted to explain to him why I hadn't been very well, and he was absolutely thrilled. I have got a clip of it and I will try to edit it down, but it's so long. But yeah, so they are so excited. Jax doesn't really understand, but he gets as a baby in mummy's tummy. I don't think he really realises it's going to come out in October, but yeah, so Mason knows. After the 20-week scan, from then on I do have a midwife appointment every 4 weeks, because previously in my pregnancies I have had issues with my kidneys, and with Jax I did have obstetric cholestasis, so I am at a higher risk of getting that again, but not at a huge risk, just a higher risk to a normal lady. I think I got it about 28 weeks with Jax, so apparently it comes a little bit earlier if you're going to get it again with your next pregnancy, so hopefully not, and I can stay under midwifery care instead of having to go straight to the hospital and be monitored every week, but whatever's best for the baby. I will keep you all updated, and it's just a quick roundup really of my pregnancy from then till now, so that my next videos will kind of follow on week by week as to what's been going on. I am feeling also a few movements, which is so exciting. You can't feel them on the outside yet, but I think it won't be long till you can feel them on the outside. But I can feel them inside, flutters, especially when I have a drink like some fruit juice or something like that. It definitely makes a difference. That is all, and I hope that I will see you on my next video, and thank you for watching. Bye.